I want to show you how to make a tile out of clay. So the first thing you do is you start with a slab of clay. So what I did is I took my dowel rods, I put it on either side, and I rolled it with my rolling pin until it was the same thickness throughout. And now I'm going to use a template. Do you have to use a template? No, you could freehand it if you want, but I like a template. So what I do is I rolled it out bigger than my tracer, and I'm going to use my fettling knife, or you can use another tool, and I'm going to do long cuts. It's really important to do long cuts and not saw back and forth. Sawing back and forth does not look as nice. Long cuts. So a tile is a nice flat piece of clay. All right. Now, I'm going to use these pieces later, so don't wrinkle them up because you can use them. If you don't have enough, you have to roll out more clay. So I have this beautiful tile here. On the back, I'm going to write my name. Be careful not to press too hard, not your initials, and then flip it over. Ta-da! Now I have some old clay dust on here, but it's okay. Then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to start taking other pieces of flat clay. I'm going to scoop this off to the side. I'm going to cut out different shapes, anything I want to cut out. Does your tile all have to be the same thickness? No, you can make it pop out more. Just make sure it's not too thick. And anywhere you want to attach clay, use your toothbrush and your slip, dip it in there, and I'm going to score and slip at the same time. So I'm going to score and slip on here, score and slip on here, and then you're just going to make sure you press it down really firmly because you can't really smooth it out too much. And anytime you add clay, just make sure you slip and score. Tiles are really great. They're flat, but you don't want them to be too thick. And if they are too thin, they could potentially break. So you could turn this into a cool little mosaic if you wanted to. Always slip and score. Careful not to get too wet. I might be getting a little too wet on mine. But you can turn this into a really neat picture where you slip and score. We have to make sure we dry this nice and slow because tiles can tend to warp, which means they bend. But that, my friends, is how you make a tile.